choked by smoke. Heavy breath, constant cloak. Footsteps echo, heartbeats race. Fear grips tight, can't see.
The rain pelted against the windshield as Michael White gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles turning white. The rhythmic swish of the wipers did little to calm his racing thoughts. He glanced at the rearview mirror, catching a glimpse of the large black garbage bag in the back seat. It was done. He had finally silenced the voices that had plagued him for so long. Michael had always been a quiet man, keeping to himself in the small town of Millfield. He worked as a janitor at the local high school, a job that allowed him to blend into the background. No one paid much attention to the reserved man who diligently cleaned the halls and classrooms. But beneath the surface, Michael's mind was a whirlwind of dark thoughts and twisted desires. For years he had struggled with the urges that consumed him. The need to feel powerful, to have control over another human being. He had tried to suppress these feelings, burying himself in his work and avoiding social interactions. But the darkness within him only grew stronger with each passing day. It was on a cold autumn evening when Michael finally snapped. He had been watching her for weeks, the pretty young teacher who had recently started at the school. Miss Emily Donovan, with her bright smile and kind eyes. She had no idea of the monster that lurked in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As Michael drove through the deserted streets, the memories of that fateful night flashed through his mind. The look of terror in Emily's eyes as he grabbed her from behind, the muffled screams as he dragged her to his car. The thrill of power that surged through his veins as he watched the life drain from her body. Now, as he navigated the winding roads leading out of town, Michael knew he had to dispose of the evidence. He had planned this moment meticulously, scouting out the perfect location deep in the woods where no one would ever find her. The rain had finally let up as Michael pulled off the road and into the dense forest. He stepped out of the car, the damp leaves crunching beneath his feet. Opening the rear door, he hefted the heavy garbage bag over his shoulder and made his way deeper into the woods. As he walked, Michael's mind wandered to the other missing women in the area, the ones whose disappearances had gone unsolved for years. Little did the authorities know they were all his handiwork, each one a trophy, a testament to his twisted desires. Michael reached the designated spot, a small clearing far from any hiking trails. He set the bag down and began to dig, the soil giving way easily beneath his shovel. With each thrust, he felt a sense of satisfaction, knowing that he was erasing any trace of his crime. As he worked, a twig snapped in the distance, causing Michael to freeze. He scanned the surrounding trees, his heart pounding in his chest. Was someone out there? Had he been followed? The thought sent a chill down his spine. Suddenly a figure emerged from the shadows and a dark coat with a grim expression on his face. Michael recognized him instantly. Detective Jack Barnes, the lead investigator on the missing persons cases. The one man who had never given up on finding the truth. "Michael White," Detective Barnes called out, his voice steady and filled with resolve. "It's over, we know what you've done." Michael's grip tightened on the shovel, his mind racing with possibilities. He could try to run, to fight his way out. But deep down he knew it was futile. The game was up. As the detective approached, Michael felt a sense of resignation wash over him. He had always known that this day would come, that his twisted deeds would eventually catch up with him. With a heavy sigh, Michael dropped the shovel and raised his hands in surrender. The nightmare was finally over, but the horrors he had inflicted would forever haunt the town of Millfield. As Detective Barnes approached Michael, a twisted smile crept across Michael's face. "You think you've won, Detective?" he sneered. "You have no idea what I'm capable of." In a flash, Michael lunged forward, his hand reaching for the detective's gun. The two men struggled, grappling for control of the weapon. A shot rang out, echoing through the dense forest. Detective Barnes stumbled backward, clutching his shoulder as blood seeped through his fingers. Michael seized the opportunity and ran deeper into the woods, his heart pounding in his ears. He knew these woods like the back of his hand, having spent countless hours exploring them as a child. He would find a way out, a way to escape the consequences of his actions. As he ran, Michael's mind raced with thoughts of his next move. He couldn't go back to Millfield, not now. He needed to find a new hunting ground, a new place to satisfy his dark desires. Suddenly Michael heard a sound that made his blood run cold. A low, menacing growl emanated from the bushes ahead. He froze, his eyes widening in fear. Emerging from the foliage was a massive, snarling wolf, its teeth bared and eyes glinting with hunger. Michael turned to run, but the wolf was too fast. It lunged at him, its powerful jaws clamping down on his leg. Michael screamed in agony as he fell to the ground, the wolf's teeth tearing into his flesh. He reached for a rock, desperately trying to fend off the beast, but it was no use. As the wolf's fangs sank deeper into his body, Michael's vision began to blur. The pain was excruciating, unlike anything he had ever experienced. In his final moments, a realization dawned on him. This was his punishment, his retribution for the lives he had taken and the suffering he had caused. The wolf continued its relentless attack, its sharp claws ripping through Michael's clothes and skin. His screams faded into whimpers as the life drained from his body. In the end, the monster had become the victim, falling prey to the very wilderness he had once used to hide his crimes. Days later, a search party found what remained of Michael White's body, deep in the heart of the woods. Detective Barnes, his shoulder bandaged and his spirit unbroken, looked down at the gruesome scene. Justice had been served, but at a cost that would forever haunt him. As news of Michael's death spread through Millfield, the town breathed a collective sigh of relief. The nightmare was over, and the missing women could finally be laid to rest. But the scars left by Michael's heinous acts would linger, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul. In the years that followed, the legend of Michael White grew, becoming a cautionary tale whispered around campfires and passed down through generations. A story of a man consumed by his own twisted desires and the fate that befell him in the end. A reminder that even the darkest have escaped the consequences of their actions, and that justice, in its own mysterious ways, will always prevail.